Initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious. Drew Ali is happy when Moors are happy. Vixens wink fake lashes trying to trap me. 40 days and nights battling the lower demons. This is not the land, hybrids can't be free men. If this is not their land, who's the immigrant thinking they're sovereign? Imagination figment, recessive is their status, lacking pigment. Game for the Thanksgiving, but no commitment to indigenous Moors they conquered with Bibles. Signs in the vitals and signs in the cycles, only to strangle, embracing my rivals. Free national standards, not playing with the tribals. Each Moor is their own Christ, not disciples. Whether hands or thoughts, no worshiping idols. Always carry my Moorish Quran or recitals. Everyone will not process ancients' arrivals. Initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious.
Innate mystic ability to show and prove a lesson, coupled with the agility to move you with the message. Presence of divine mind to navigate you with a reference, urgent with a purpose, perfect. Emergent urban legends, real more is not a question or a choice or a preference. You are who you are, you should have the same obsession. Broke the same jewels to a dude, the corner Jane and Western. What you reppin', all that effort, that direction keep you separate in a world of blind sheep. I was born to be a shepherd, mind like an elephant. Got the paws of a leopard, means I'm wise and I'm strong. Crank you up like I'm a record, take you to the body shop. Correct your lines to true vector manifestations. Matter, energy, and mind, spirit men unsung. Trey Young dropping dimes. Until you tighten up, you catching splinters from the pine. Clean the clouds out your thoughts, that's what keep you in the bind.
Initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious. Falcon, niggas like the swagger, copper sports Jaguar. I'm Ethan, fuck a gun, I'm shooting Ray's Gamma. Allergic to banana, not the clips below the hammer. Fuck that cave bitch cracker. King Asiatic, no one's equal to the master. MC not a rapper, cosmic DJ and dancer. Thought streams, hieroglyphic, fought fiends, optimistic, never of the outcome. Feds are never outrun, cause I didn't have to. Spit without the actual. My tempo holds the thoughts of Sheikh Sharif Abdul. My body is the capsule, extra terra astral. Coming like the normal, straight back to Lesbo. I'm running out the homo, not against the person, just against the culture. Situations worse when we swarming like a vulture. Not to scavenge, I'm here to avenge. Some transform, but I'm here to transcend. Wake you out your sleep, the shepherd of the sheep. Living on the bass chakra, booming in your Jeep. You're going back to Cali, never heard of Lakshmi. I'm the black one who's the consort of Cali. Not Yoga Yuga, freeze you with the mudra. Return of Naga Judah, it's the Morris Sufi Buddha. Killed by a trooper, was Milton William Cooper. Behold a pale horse, on cell stalking moss. Radiate your corpse, there's worms and porks. Staying in your forks, but they judging me in courts. And swearing on a book, and when I swear at home, I'm getting dirty looks. I'm innocent, I'm leaving, heathens brains leaking. Not from the wrong, when I'm strong and cheating. Facts catch a beating. You could say a haze and some think that I'm Bayesian, but when you hear the Trinity, boy, I cuss you in Jamaican. Sun Falcon L, Sun Falcon L, Sun Falcon L, Sun Falcon L, walking out of hell. Some think rebel, well I mean rebel. Shoot up the closets, got them hiding in the cupboard. When they come with talks and call me Negro or color, but sometimes black, that's an adjective at that. They pinch emotion nerves to make you react. Rose gets a park, but a road from Mike Myers, who's alive and works for television. Liars, satellite or net, saddle or a vet. I'm not looking for love, man, I'm demanding respect. You're slamming on your gavel, then I'm standing on my square. Astro projecting in the realm, I reappear. Calling the soul plane, I saw the prophet there. Don't talk unless address or get the death stare. Dealing with one-on-one questions, Quran. Muslim, not Muslims, praying on my hands. Praises to Allah, praises to Jah, praises to Olokun Ogun Obatala, praises to Ra, God, my Ba and my Ka. Blacks think that the Masons when we are the sons of Ma. Harim Habib, you need to wake up. You need to wake up. You need to wake up. Haram Habib, you need to wake up.
Northgate, H2O flow, Sheik, Canaanland Moors, when these fall, Shalon Davis, salute, hot house, check it. They say they wanna learn, they only debate, referencing the truth, trust me, they only sounding great. Study nationality before you question my estate. I'm not a minority, why you so late? Majority rules, here comes the test. Fact, that's my hand in the form of a V on the chest. That's a womb that is blessed like a moon and a crest. Major forever, infinite mindset. Major from birth, that's a seed in process. I'm a more that is easy to digest. Competent, never Terranilius. That is my land, never faking. Secret traditions, petitions for what you're not Jamaican. Westmoreland to Portmore, everybody needs more. We feel please more. Following the apostle, we should read more. I see the unseen more, we more. That's a fact. Canaanland.
They say they wanna learn, complain classes are too long. Don't want it on a phone call, energy too strong. Get it from the wrong source, now they way off course. Think they must be Muslim and give up on all sports. Should give up the red meat, must give up on all porks. Won't be yelling haram when the bottles are uncorked. Eating with the spoon, use forks for tuning. Eating humble pie, no ego ballooning. Samson 2 caterpillars, got him cocooning. As the full moon hung, spiral energy moving. Up through the crown chakra, energy shooting. And told me upload classes before live YouTubing.
H2O flow, Sheik, Canaanland Moors, when these fall, Shalon Davis, salute, hot house, check it. They say they wanna learn, they only debate, referencing the truth, trust me, they only sounding great. Study nationality before you question my estate. I'm not a minority, why you so late? Majority rules, here comes the test. Fact, that's my hand in the form of a V on the chest. That's a womb that is blessed like a moon and a crest. Major forever, infinite mindset. Major from birth, that's a seed in process. I'm a more that is easy to digest. Competent, never Terranilius. That is my land, never faking. Secret traditions, petitions for what you're not Jamaican. Westmoreland to Portmore, everybody needs more. We feel please more. Following the apostle, we should read more. I see the unseen more, we more. That's a fact. Canaanland.
They say they wanna learn, complain classes are too long. Don't want it on a phone call, energy too strong. Get it from the wrong source, now they way off course. Think they must be Muslim and give up on all sports. Should give up the red meat, must give up on all porks. Won't be yelling haram when the bottles are uncorked. Eating with the spoon, use forks for tuning. Eating humble pie, no ego ballooning. Samson 2 caterpillars, got him cocooning. As the full moon hung, spiral energy moving. Up through the crown chakra, energy shooting. And told me upload classes before live YouTubing. 16,000 subscribers, 20% consuming. 80% troll pretending to be tuned in. Comment on every video, pushing the thumbs down. We'll push the link when we live just like a clown. Pouring in the incompetence, always debating. Dissing Drew Ali but won't give their location. His image on the black banner, that's placation. Just get him out of here, Yusuf yells in frustration. We know they're playing games, we're not berating. Calling 911, scimitars penetrating. In defense of prophets and mothers abused. And newly awakened Moors, amused and confused.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick.
Legendary, bury me in the North Gates Cemetery, February the 4th days. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law makes civil little a lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. I'll keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm Rob Bass, mixing with rock the hard way. I was in a lost state. Prophets told me up right, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm Salt Bay, repping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X, Deja Vu, Roman J. Israel. Had no but Ali in plain sight, but people still can't see it, so the snake's still showing up. Stakes still high, so the race still going up. Warriors of the North Gate, we not slowing up. Born in the manger, sworn to be savior. Walk through the valley of the shadows of the death dip in slavery. Looking for light, the book of Genesis. Astroplane entrances, invoke the nemesis. Abstract images of past lives kicking in. Danger, running for your life, finish him.
Morris Omar, key man or oracle. Using Trinity powers, decipher allegorical. Lost and metaphorical, holy books are metaphysic. Facts slap a dirty more or a Drew Ali critic.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick.
Legendary, bury me in the North Gates Cemetery, February the 4th days. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law makes civil little a lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. I'll keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm Rob Bass, mixing with rock the hard way. I was in a lost state. Prophets told me up right, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm Salt Bay, repping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X, Deja Vu, Roman J. Israel. Had no but Ali in plain sight, but people still can't see it, so the snake's still showing up. Stakes still high, so the race still going up. Warriors of the North Gate, we not slowing up. Born in the manger, sworn to be savior. Walk through the valley of the shadows of the death dip in slavery. Looking for light, the book of Genesis. Astroplane entrances, invoke the nemesis. Abstract images of past lives kicking in. Danger, running for your life, finish him.
Morris Omar, key man or oracle. Using Trinity powers, decipher allegorical. Lost and metaphorical, holy books are metaphysic. Facts slap a dirty more or a Drew Ali critic. Calling him Thomas or Walter and get your face caved. Or cut like a close shave. Drowned in my brain waves, squashed by heat waves. Activating Kundalini. Abyssinia invaded by Mussolini. Selassie I in exile. Reptile in Genesis, niggas appearing real. All I see is false evidence. VAR.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick.
Legendary, bury me in the North Gates Cemetery, February the 4th days. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law makes civil a lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. I'll keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm Rob Bass, mixing with rock the hard way. I was in a lost state. Prophets stood me up right, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm Sorbet, prepping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X, Deja Vu, Roman J. Israel. Had no but I lay in plain sight, but people still can't see it, so the snake's still showing up. Stakes still high, so the race still going up. Warriors of the North Gate, we not slowing up. Born in the manger, sworn to be savior. Walk through the valley of the shadows of the death dip in slavery. Looking for light, the book of Genesis. Astroplane entrances, invoke the nemesis. Abstract images of past lives kicking in. Danger, running for your life, finish him.
Morris Omar, key man or oracle, using Trinity powers, decipher allegorical, lost in metaphorical, holy books are metaphysic. Facts slap a dirty more or a Drew Ali critic, calling him Thomas or Walter and get your face caved, or cut like a close shave, drowned in my brain waves, squashed by heat waves, activating Kundalini. Abyssinia invaded by Mussolini, Selassie I in exile, reptile in Genesis, niggas appearing real, all I see is false evidence. DA are feminists, stomped on by elephants, won't let go prejudice but want Moorish benefits. When you feel the pull, magnetic resonance, Apis horns of the sacred book called Maleficent. Great cosmic mothers, return to blessedness, no pestilence. Ace all the testaments, tap into remembrance, never to forget again. Use energy right, not put spell effects on men. Wandering the earth plane with no they live shades, keeps you a mental slave as the horizon fades. It's been decades since Christian crusades, not enough rebellions, too many vigil bouquets. Holding on to the fence, burning on doomsday. War ruled by Mars, it might be on a Tuesday.
Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense and Quick. What we do here is we add some common sense thinking to everyday situations or comments that may arise. Want to give it a try?
This is what it feels like. 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 People running up to me that I don't know. Are you a prince? They ask, tell them I'm from Morocco. Look me up and down with a smile, not a frown. Turn their brain to water, watch the lower self drown. Wanna touch my antennas and steal my energy. Eyes bulge, telling them I'm always King Edward V. When it comes to facts, with Moors they get beggarly. They ask Morocco where? The farthest northwesterly. With every question asked, I respond cleverly. All dependents won't explain expertly. Going in their wallets, pull out pictures with feathers, breaking down the ring, then the mason confesses. He's at 33 degrees, now the convo stretches like yoga into esoteric metaphysic lessons. When my people aren't like me, he impresses. When we take more science to the highways and hedges. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
They tried to get you to think again. That's the prophet. I'm upright, don't need a friend. And you can't stop this.
This is what it feels like. 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 People running up to me that I don't know. Are you a prince? They ask, tell them I'm from Morocco. Look me up and down with a smile, not a frown. Turn their brain to water, watch the lower self drown. Wanna touch my antennas and steal my energy. Eyes bulge, telling them I'm always King Edward V. When it comes to facts, with Moors they get beggarly. They ask Morocco where? The farthest northwesterly. With every question asked, I respond cleverly. All dependents want explained expertly. Going in their wallets, pull out pictures with fezzes, breaking down the ring, then the mason confesses. He's at 33 degrees, now the convo stretches like yoga into esoteric metaphysic lessons. When my people aren't like me, he impresses. When we take more science to the highways and hedges, this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
They tried to get you to think again. That's the profit. I'm upright, don't need a friend. And you can't stop this. I'ma write with my pen. Violate me and I'ma send writs again. Remain cautious, cause often it's in again. That's in the police out, just the silence men. When they bust through your door, you won't breathe again. Nationality will show you how to live again. It can change the predicament you're living in. You can heal the whole world without medicine. Only truth can make you a better man. Why lie? Cause you got paid to murder men. Then you try to lock them up when they riot in. That's okay, cause for freedom I'm diving in. With no knowledge you come back to die again. Resurrect me not, cause I'd rather be one with Allah.
This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
Islam. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Honors to all the Moors. Wherever you Moors are at, honors to you. Supreme honors to Noble Drew Ali. He brought us everything it takes to save a nation. We're here for season 2. Q&A Wednesday, but on a Tuesday today. Q&A Wednesday on a Tuesday. Who knows? Q&A might pop up anytime. Because we're at season 2 now. So, we gotta, do something different for season 2. So there's a couple of emails, but we're also gonna deal with the chat for this season. So if you got a question, just put it in the chat in all caps and we'll do our best to get to it, depending on how many questions we get. So the first one, did you see the video of the drunk council members? I didn't see it, but I'm sure it was good. I'm sure it was good. And one thing, though, I will say that it's getting pretty crazy. So certain things you have to really maybe just, look at it as entertainment or something. And not look at it as anything else once it's coming through that medium. It's just entertainment. Unless you know for sure with a shadow of a doubt where it came from is, you could call them on the phone and say, hey, you sent this or whatever. If it's not that, then don't trust it. If it's on that medium, can't trust anything. Everything has to, we turn to fact checkers now. Fact check everything. Fact check everything. Just check. Just go check. Just to make sure. But no, I never saw that one. But that's their thing. That's their thing. Play games with the people. Big games. And the people just accept it. So, It is what it is. They're gonna get drunk and be in parliament and in the city council, and not that they ain't been doing it. You know, they've been at the coke parties and all that stuff. It's not some new stuff. They've been corrupt. But what do you expect? If you're not gonna handle your own affairs, then somebody will handle those affairs for you. And if they're doing that, you're a ward. You have no talk. So if they want to have their little council meetings and drink and swing from the chandelier and all that stuff, then they let them do their thing. That's their council meeting. What are you doing at your meetings? You know. Speaking of meetings, don't forget Moors are always on some linking up, because Moors know how it goes when Moors link up. Moors know how it goes when Moors link up. So there's a Moors link up near Georgia coming up. So all the Moors near or far get tapped in with where Moors will be, so that you can interact with other Moors. So Moors are doing something, then make the connection. Because one thing that you know, one thing that we talk about, no matter who we're talking to, that's, you know, in the upper realms of this, one of the main points of COVID was to stop Moors from linking up. Right? And this is it, you know, having its resurgence. Because stuff's obviously over now, right? The stuff's over, right? I'm pretty sure the stuff's over right now. Because I see people with masks still and all that. I don't know what's going on. But still people have their masks and stuff like that. But I think we could say that it's run its course. So since it's run its course, get with the Moors. Just check the site, get the update, so you can connect with Moors. And it's not some, you know, nothing's going on type of thing. Like, Moors are gonna be doing things. And there are a few of these, and all of them were on point. Why? Because it's Moors, around Moors. You're gonna worry about Negro black colored conversations. You don't gotta worry about African, Afrocentric, whatever, you know, Pan-African, whatever. None of that. It's Moors on the level of the Moors being able to really relate. To really relate. Yeah. We know it's hard. You know, they make it a thing to make sure Moors can't connect. Moors can't get together. Whatever it is. Whatever they bring in, right, to try to throw it off. But you know, it's always gonna come back. You know, they can't completely stop it, they can't completely get rid of it, but They're gonna attempt. So the Moors are gonna be doing the unity thing that everybody says that there's no unity. How come the Moors don't? How about you just get with the Moors who are? Stop talking crazy. Get with the Moors who are doing something. The Moors, right? Because everybody's doing something. But, the everybody doing something and the Moors doing something is two different something. Like, there was previous link ups when Moors linked up. It was real. It was real. And then it just lets us know that it is real. We're living it every day. We're living it. So you want to experience it, what it feels like. Get with Moors. Let's get with Moors. Anytime you're near some territory, just put it out there. Yeah, I'm in this territory. And connect with someone, and the right ones will find you. Because we're out here. We're definitely out here. Honors to all the Moors in the chat. If you have any questions, just put it in the chat in all caps. We'll do our best to help you out. So I went to Islam. I went to a Moorish temple, and they said the letter to be read every meeting was for during Drew Ali's time and was not relevant in these times. Can you give your perspective of the letter? We'll go to the Moorish literature. Go to the Moorish literature. And put them up just so, can't say you weren't told. So the Moorish temple in question has to be on the side of not reading the letters. Because if they're telling you about a letter or something like that, they're lying. Because it's multiple letters. And then if we go talk about Emily L. and his letters, then there's letters upon letters that we should be reading before every meeting. The letters was a message to all the Moors who were with Noble Drew Ali, that you stay faithful to what it is that I brought you. Don't care what anybody else is doing or whatever like that. You do what Noble Drew Ali told you to do, and you'll be all right. That's all. Just do that. Because by the time these letters came out, he already realized that these people were trying to murder him and get him out the way to take over your Moorish movement, take over your Moorish Science Temple, your Moorish Holy Temple of Science. He already knew what they were planning. So the letters were a warning. to those who are faithful to him. Because there was few that were faithful to him. He realized that everybody sold out. And there were few that were faithful to what Noble Drew Ali brought to the Asiatics of America, that were classified as Negro, Black, Colored, and Ethiopian and everything else. So why a temple wouldn't read the warning to you? Why a temple wouldn't read the warning to you and tell you that it doesn't apply when you look at the Moorish movement right now, October 21st, 2025, you look at the Moorish movement right now, you'll think that this is some BS. You're not taking this stuff serious. Why do you think that is? Because they did the job. Why do you think Moors have to go have their own meetups and all that stuff? That stuff that Moorish Science Temple is supposed to be doing since Drew Ali's time to now. There's not some stuff that Moors supposed to be just doing because there ain't nothing going on for Moors, so we're gonna do this. That's not how it's supposed to go. When Filipinos have their whatever Filipino Day parade and all that stuff, that's something that they've been doing. They didn't start doing that stuff yesterday. So certain things were put in place, and certain people saw what was put in place, and they wanted that for their selfish self instead of giving it to you, the beneficiary of the vast estate. They ran off with it and did all types of BS with it. So the fact that they're trying to remove the message of the letter from our timeline, these people are traitors. Because everybody who's having a meeting in a Moorish Science Temple of America should be reading these to the people who are in attendance, so that the people can know, based on the presentation that we see of Moorish Science Temple and everything else that's affiliated with Noble Drew Ali today. Obviously, somebody's sold out, because the stuff's not supposed to be looking like this in 100 years. If we go check whoever else that's been doing whatever, and it's their 100th year, how do they look? They look like they don't know what's going on? Or they look like they know what's going on? They have 50 different offices and all that, saying that they're number one and all that. Or they have one headquarters, and then one district manager and all that stuff. This is not. So the letters to be read every meeting, right? Noble Drew Ali's warning the Moors. Warning the Moors. Warning. Prophet warns all Muslims. It's bigger for you, Moors. Let's say you weren't told. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical agitating speeches while at work, in their homes, or on the streets. Off the top. Moors being disorderly with the birthright. Why are they making radical speeches and all that? At work, right? So then you know that Moors are working back then, right? Moors didn't have some, oh yeah, I got the estate of the trust of and the $50 million exemption account and all that stuff. People at work. Stop the dumb stuff. Whether it was working for themselves, whether it worked for somebody else, whatever like that. People were talking, nobody was sitting around playing tiddlywinks. They were busy, working, doing something. But why is it that he's telling them not to talk radical? What are they saying? What type of stuff are they doing? Right? Same BS that you see people doing today, playing sovereign, whatever, and all that stuff. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequence. So when Noble Drew Ali was around, this thing was set up to the point where all you have to do is put your feds and go out, and ain't nobody telling you jack. They don't got jurisdiction. You even need to pull your card out. Them just seeing you, they already know, oh yeah, that's not Negro, black, colored, or whatever. That's a Moor over there. No card needed because of the work Noble Drew Ali did and he put in. A nationality card for what? That's just for you to come to your temple meetings. In the world, you don't need to use that nationality card for anything. Anybody sees you, they already know what's up. They ain't questioning you. Why? Because they're from Noble Drew Ali. They love truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and uplifting from humanity. And they have a community center, and they do parades, and they do stuff for the children, and they do. They're nobody concerned about us being radical or running down the street with arms, talking about being crazy. There's none of that. The only reason they're doing that now is because they're pretending like they don't know what's up. So that's why we're flashing the card now. What are you telling me you're not taking taxes off? You better put this number in your computer and take off these taxes. Stop playing around. You might not think that I'm indigenous, but here's the stuff right there. Show you that I'm indigenous. Take off this 500 taxes so I can get this stuff for my mom. And stop the BS. Punch the stuff in the computer, and then they take taxes off. It's not supposed to be having to push it down. Rev it down their throat or whatever like that for them to accept this. It's not supposed to be like that. Well, it's only like that because the trader's not doing their job. Hence, Prophet warns all Muslims to be read every meeting. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and when justice, and when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet, or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement, will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by their prophet. All true Moors. Oh, so what's the opposite of true? No, so there are those Moors. All true Moors. So there's obviously fakers. There's obviously individuals who are claiming to be Moors, but they're not really with the Moors. The same stuff that you got today. How are they telling you that this stuff's not relevant right now? It's relevant now because then now what you're taking out is you're not looking at this as some temple thing. You're looking at this as a national warning. We had to violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement or the divine covenant of the Moorish nation. If they lose confidence in their prophet, not yours. Remember, he's also talking to the same people who aren't reading this stuff every meeting. He's talking to them too. Right? Those who lost confidence in the prophet. And instead of saying, oh yeah, unity with all the Moors and then all the grand whoever is supreme, whatever is coming together and saying, let's stop this BS and let's just be one. No, they can't do that. Yet. 100 years, and they still can't do that yet. Talking about they're having conventions and all types of other BS, pretending like that's where this is at. That's not where this is at. It's supposed to be one. Some of September, some of October. How come there's not just one? Why isn't there one? Because the same stuff right here. Right? Because these people sold this out. And it's not trying to sew up some old tattered stuff that's busting at the seams. Right? When we said, let's go to Chicago and check this out, there was already a sellout. People have been sold out. That's 2008. People were sold out already. And just sell out now because we're just talking about it. We're talking about Noble Drew Ali's time is when these letters were written. While he was alive. Like, you understand? He's the man destabilized the Moorish nation by killing the prophet because the people were too dumb to realize what it is that he brought them. That's why I said this for the fourth and fifth generation. Ain't concerned with you people. This for us. This for us to have it, and now let's do something with it. Since these people did BS with it for the whole time that they had it, 100 years. You know? So as we go on in this, know that he's talking to multiple parties. He's talking to ones that are for him. He's talking to people who have nothing to do with this. And he's talking to those same traitors who he knew sold him out. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card and button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet Noble Drew Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out a divine plea to all Moorish Americans. To all Moorish Americans, and all members of the Moorish Science Temple, and all Moorish Americans, people who have a nationality that's Moorish American, just like their prophet, this is a divine plea to you. Whether you're in a temple or not, stop playing around. This has to do with nation. This has to do with nation now. Get that temple stuff out your head. Temple's a nation. It's the national flag flying. That's not a temple. That's a nation. Why does that have a national flag if that's not a nation? But again, finite minds can't comprehend the infinite. That's why our people keep getting played, because they keep wanting to do stuff with a finite mind. They don't realize that they're playing themselves. The prophet, therefore, is sending out a divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways. Peace. Noble Drew Ali. Ring the alarm. Now remember again that they've been playing people, because when they're talking about letter to be read every meeting and all that stuff, they're not telling you that there's multiple letters that are supposed to be read to the Moorish Americans. There's multiple letters. So the fact that they said letter, because he specifically said letter. So the fact that they're saying letter when it's actually letters, that's not a mistake. Because you would hear letters and say letters. Confusion. Zero confusion. So another letter that's supposed to be read. Islam. I am glad to know that I have a few faithful Moors among you all, and I desire for them to know the truth and the divine truth. There is a host of jealousy about me and the movement now by the same people of our side of the nation that claim that I was only a joke and unreal. Right? So that's them he's talking about. The people on our side of the nation that are trying to act like they're the prophet because they think the prophet's a joke. They think he's a front. They think they can do better than what the prophet did. But now, since they have found out from the government officials and the nations of the earth that this is the only sole foundation that all Asiatics must depend upon for their earthly salvation as American citizens, they are working every scheme that they can to disqualify me so they may take charge of the situation. So these same people on our side of the nation that claim that Noble Drew Ali is a joke and unreal want to take charge of the situation, but they can't do that with him around. So we're going to have to get him out the way in order so they can take charge of the situation. They had to get him out the way. That's why stuff is all messed up right now as far as Moorish Science Temple of America and Moorish movement. That's fine. That's divine. Moorish Nation, that's fine. Moorish Science Temple, they did a number on that. These same individuals on Drew Ali's side, on our side of the nation, they're working every scheme, right? Like telling you that there's a letter when there's all this stuff and they ain't telling you about this. They're running every scheme. Have you playing like Stars and Stripes is your stuff or something like that? Every scheme they're pulling. Because they've taken charge of the situation, so all the schemes just continued. They just carried on with the fraud. But they can't disqualify Noble Drew Ali because it's his stuff they're using to do their fraud. That's why, again, that when you have Noble Drew Ali telling you, what are you gonna what are you gonna say? This is the prophet telling you that these people sold you out. Back then, I have notified all these things to you long ago in the past, It is through the faithful Moors that attribute to the movement and uplifting funds. The ones that paid their divine respect to me and the movement will be remembered. That is why I am calling upon all faithful Moors to increase their faithfulness to me, your prophet, and your divine Moorish movement. The ones that paid their divine respect, the ones that already paid their dues. Like, those are the ones, the faithful Moors. And those faithful Moors, he's calling on them to increase their faithfulness, because it's just them. It's just the faithful Moors. That's it. Ain't nobody else down with this. Everybody else wants to do their whatever they're doing. So only the faithful Moors. Increase that faithfulness to the prophet and to your prophet and your Moorish movement. It's yours. What's yours? If the prophet said this is yours, what do you think he's telling you? Somebody else could take that from me. If prophet said, this is yours, how's somebody not giving you your stuff? I need finance and I need it badly. Never before have I needed finance so badly as I do at present, so I can shove aside the discord that is facing the nation. It all comes through jealousy because of my fame and nobility. The nations of the world will not recognize the movement without I, the prophet, being head. It has been proven by my works, which I've performed in the past few years. Prophet Noble Drew Ali. So there's those two letters that are supposed to be read every meeting, because there were warnings, they were pleas to the nation to stay, especially those few faithful Moors. You don't get off of what you're on. You already know what got you where you're at right now. And you know that what got you here was knowing truth about your nationality and your birthrights. There ain't nothing else. Because if you didn't know that, you would be just like all the other people who keep calling you or whatever, because they know that you have the way to fix stuff. So you're the one that they shoulder they want to use and all that stuff, right? You already know what it is. Noble Drew Ali is alive and well through you. These sellouts and traders and whoever else that tried to get him out the way so you don't know about him, you still found out about him. So these people who didn't tell, aren't they a traitor? Especially if they knew and didn't tell. Right? And all these people, Clarence 13X, he left NOI because he found out there's more science than what these people are talking about. Hajj found out, he left. Khalid found out, he left. All the new nation of Islam, whoever's, all of them realized that it's BS and they left. And then left, but then they don't go back to the foundation. They say that now they're the man. Now they're the one. they're a big goof. Noble Drew Ali's the man. That's where the honors have to go to. You don't hear? The nations of the world will not recognize without the prophet being head. You play around with whatever you want. If you're not talking nationality, you're wasting time. If you're talking and don't have a nationality, you're wasting time. But you know, again, this is for the few faithful Moors. It was known that there were going to be few. And you're what matters. Right? What are you doing for your Moorish nation? What are you doing for your nation? That's what matters. And just in case you're a member of the Moorish Science Temple, there was a letter to you too. You want to play a temple member and you're playing around like, oh, I have nothing to do with that because my religion is Islamism. We're going to pray to Noble Drew Ali. You're talking crazy. You remember? Remember Moorish Science Temple? Okay. It's for you then. So the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America, Islam. This is the instruction from your prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Be faithful unto your forefathers' divine and national creed, that you would be blessed for your good deeds that you sow in the flesh. Allah is the one that judges the world, and his judgment is now on. But the weak can comprehend it not. The end of time is drawing near. So says Allah to his divine prophet, I, Noble Drew Ali. And that's why many hearts have been turned to stone. Many have eyes to see, but cannot see. Ears to hear, but cannot hear. Least they would be confounded of their sins. These are trying hours now, dear Moors, and every evil spirit is moving. And they are trying every weak mind to overthrow and drag out the true foundation that has been laid, and to cause confusion in the minds of the ones that do believe. But if you have the true love of Allah and the spirit of your forefathers, you fear not what you hear or see, but would sacrifice the utmost of your very life to protect your movement and your profit. Watch your enemies, dear Moors. Your enemies are the ones that speak against your prophet and ridicule him to the very lowest, and the ones that speak against your divine and national principles of your temples. Act accordingly, and Allah will bless you for your good work. Peace, your divine prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Allah would bless you for your good work. Watch your enemies. Those are the ones talking crazy about the prophet. They don't talk crazy about anybody else's prophet. You know, Allah is the one that judges the world, and judgment's on. That was back then. Think these people tired getting judgment? I'm not tired. They love it. They love the bubbling judgment pot that they boil in. They love it. Every time you're born again in the boiling pot. Just in there. And you die from the boiling pot, and then you Born again in the boiling pot, and you never said maybe you should be born outside the boiling pot. Playing around. These are trying hours, and every evil spirit is moving. Back then, how much evil spirits you think are moving now? If he's warned you about them back then, how much you think are running rampant right now? You know you're shadow boxing. You better know. You better know. You better have your rituals and stuff that you're doing. They are trying every weak mind. Every weak mind is getting tried. So what's the objective? Don't have a weak mind then. How do you don't have a weak mind? You better be studying and reading and trusting in the higher self and all that. You get out this mundane. You fear not what we hear or see. Does it give our life for this? It's our nation. It's our profit. Protect your movement and your profit. It's yours. It's yours. Well, just remember, put your questions in all caps. But I see your question right there. So 3 years declaring my nationality. Still need guidance. How do you suggest I get land and equipment to start farming? I've been using the Federal Reserve notes since, but now finances. The one part is recognizing that 3 years ain't nothing. That's no time in this. And with the way that this goes, it's better to build on than starting from scratch. So it would be about trying to connect with Moors with land and help them with their land. If they got land already, right? That's how everybody else, as far as a nation, would do it. So if you're talking about getting land and equipment and all that stuff, and you need finance and all that, like if you need that right now, then you need to find some philanthropist or somebody, or you need to go get some government grant or something like that. Apply for a grant, start up your corporation, just go to Certified Moorish, get updated on how you can, at least start some type of business so you can apply for certain things and do certain things. What you're talking about is like people who say, where's the Moorish hospital and all that, and they're not willing to build a hospital. They're not saying here's the 50 million so we can build it. Right? Because it's not an easy feat to try to get some land and equipment and start the farming, you know. But again, you know, like I'm saying, there's Moors who they're already past that stage. They have the land already and they're working it. So getting with Moors who are already doing what you're wanting to, you know, implement would be a better place to start. Because if you say you have 3 years and then you get with them and then they've been doing what they're doing for 3 years, well, you definitely have something that you could build on. You know, once you know what to do, right? If you have the expertise to build and do all that, then that's just going and doing some research on how to do that and having something. You gotta give up something. You know, you're not gonna, unless you're going out in some bushes somewhere to you know, say you're gonna do something like that. It's better adding on. You know, take what you have, add it to somebody else's, so now you have double. Right. Every other nation does it. Some more's in the chat that are in that realm. There's a lot of things when we, you know, like saying how you're 3 years in, right? You're overzealous. You know, it's not a negative thing. You know what I mean? It's great that you want to see that for the Moorish nation. You know, you want to see farming and you want to see equipment and all that stuff. You know, that wheel's been created already. Because Moors been doing that. And yeah, we know we want to have our own thing, you know, but always remember those Hindustanis or whatever, when there's 20 of them and whatever. And they're sticking through it for a whole year. This guy is you know, knee in the guy's ribs, and he just had to take it because there's nowhere else to go. But after this year, we'll be better off. Or the Amish and all them build their spot in a day and all this. So there's certain things that, you know, nothing new under the sun applies. And if it's like that, then you might as well get with somebody who's already doing it, opposed to creating some new thing. And then if it's something that, you know, you inherited or whatever, and you want to get some land, then yeah, you got the finance, and go get the land. Find a spot that you want, find a plot. If somebody says they're selling this or whatever like that, then put down your finance and go get it. If you know what you're going to do with it, it's just like with the machinery. You're going to need equipment to do the line. If you know the individual who to get it from and all that for a good rate and pay whatever it is at the end of because that's how that stuff runs, then you'll do what you have to do. Get it done. Just get it done for the nation. You know, like we didn't have no template to be where we're at right now. We didn't have a template. You know, nobody was in this before. You know what being a Moor is and all that stuff. You know, I'm in St. Louis. I've been meeting disloyal Moors, but received. Yeah, don't worry. You're gonna meet disloyal Moors. That's just, you know, the ratio is higher on the disloyal side, but there are faithful Moors out there. You know what I mean? So it's just you stay in the course. You know, you just keep staying the course. Right? Because in staying with you know, by the principles and, you know, noble duality, that's a energy field. And that energy field is gonna attract that energy field. You know, right? Like certain places like I got to go to Colorado because of a Moor. I never thought I would ever go to Colorado. Those mountains are just in pictures. What am I going there for? Why am I going there? I'm not gonna go there just to see the mountains or whatever like that. No, forever. Just seeing the mountains in different shows and movies and, you know what I mean, pictures and books and whatever like that. Like that. I mean, people really look at these things as something, as a big deal. You know, logos and whatever else. And then because of more, we got to see the mountains. It's crazy. Because of a more, you know. This is something where it's energy more than anything else. This is a frequency. And once you tap into this frequency, it's things just work out. Depending on how hardwired you're tapped in would show how, you know, show in the manifest of what it is being this. So if we're saying that we're Moors and it's a frequency, then something's supposed to happen after when you say you're a Moor. Stuff happens. You know, again, it goes back to that thing of being with the right Moors. You know, some people's frequency is off because of others around them that they got to deal with. You know, and they're thinking that it's them the whole time, and it's not even them. It's what's around them. That's causing the imbalance. As soon as they get away from that stuff that's around, all of a sudden things start flowing again. You know, but there's Moors out there. Don't be discouraged because of some traders that you might have bumped into. You know, stay on it, because I don't know if you ever did your research on Jerry Lewis Bay out near St. Louis. Jerry Lewis Bay was a Moor that you know, like all the other try to help our people organizations or individuals, you know, end up messed up because, you know, they had a message and they had some type of influence. But yeah, his work is extensive there. Like thing, and again, you see Jerry Lewis Bay meet certain people as a Moor, you know what I mean? And he's in the office with them and whatever. But things don't amount to anything. Like nothing came out of it. How'd nothing come out of that for the Moors? It doesn't make sense. But it is what it is, because this is the point of those traders and the sellout and all that, to cause disruptions. But we just have to stay faithful. Be the few faithful Moors. Don't worry about how stuff's looking. It's gonna go right in your favor. Just hold on. Don't give up yet. Like we say, hang on by a fingernail. Honest GS, what are your thoughts on USAR and their method of building the Moorish nation? USAR started from a Moor who was going around. He had some connection. He had some connection with a fire truck. And he was going around saying that, there's this government, USAR and all that stuff, and this Moorish government is doing things, so we've acquired a fire truck, or whatever. Because the dude was a snake oil salesman, right? Prior to being on the Moorish, whatever. Right? Got caught up in something, and then this was the next hustle. Was he's the Moorish nation, give him finance so we can get the fire station or whatever like that, because we are right, crazy. And then it went from that to USAR, the government thing, and now he's wearing shirt and tie and fez in the office, looking like president of the Moorish nation and all that BS that they that showboating, parading around crap that Moors do, thinking that because they got the suit on versus the t-shirt, somebody looking at them different or something. So USAR is some BS. They don't have any methods. Their methods is what Noble Drew Ali brought. They just don't say Grand Sheik, Grand Governor, Grand whatever. They make up their own titles. But anybody popping up saying that they're the Moorish government or whatever, they're just copying Noble Drew Ali and making up their own stuff. Just copycats, that's all. Not to be taken seriously either. Because like I said, people are snake oil salesmen with a fez on. So, don't fall for it. Don't think that they got some Moorish whatever more than you or something like that. You're the one studying, not them. They're not the ones studying. They're studying to deceive people. They're not studying to liberate them. They're studying to make you be confused. Yeah. If you have any more questions, put it in the chat. Also, for all the Moors near Ottawa. We're gonna be near Ottawa this Saturday. Connect with the Moors out there. 1 p.m. Info number 613-700-2722. We're gonna be at the Link Up Center. Incredible vegetable. Taste sweet life. It's gonna be great. We're gonna get so fat. You're gonna get so fat. We're also gonna build divine and national health, wealth, and proper status. But we'll be there Saturday, October 25th. Supreme honors to all the Moors worldwide, everywhere, anywhere. You know you're a Moor, you know Noble Drew Ali, that's your prophet, honors to you. Wherever you're at. riseofthemoors.org. Don't forget the next Moorish meetup near Georgia, November 14th, 15th, 16th. Lots planned. Lots planned. Honors to Noble Drew Ali. All the Moors in the chat. Honors to you. Supreme love and peace. Honors to all Moors worldwide. Honors to all Moors worldwide. Islam to all.